Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to your program Talk It. With the clock at 3:45, with me in studio we have Ukhona Mlandu, and she's the manager at the Artscape's Resource Centre. Good afternoon and welcome to the airwaves of the Voice of the Cape.
Good afternoon, thank you for having me.
It's our pleasure. When we speak about the open day, what can people expect, and is it open for the public?
It's open for the public, except our deadline for RSVP was 12 o'clock today. Okay. And I am thrilled to say that we are fully subscribed. However, we do have plans to hold a second open day, which would happen during the weekend, and the date for that will be announced. So back to your question, what one would expect from the open day. Basically what it is that Artscape has this resource center, and we felt that we needed to kind of expand the family and let more people know about what we do. Secondly, within the Artscape structure, there are companies that are housed within Artscape who do amazing work, who in some instances have opportunities for participation by the outside world. So it's also to give an opportunity to those companies to talk about the work that they do, and any outreach, any opportunities for people who are interested in the arts to get involved with those companies for better planning.
Okay, can I ask something? Does that mean that those in-house companies, that they network with people at grassroots level, where we speak about local organizations within the community as well?
I think the whole idea is to kind of create this platform where, as a small organization or as an emerging artist who's trying to chart the year ahead, you get to find out what is happening within a structure of Artscape's stature, and then you kind of, because I think the whole idea is that the more the industry is kind of aligned in their thinking, the more viable, the more sustainable, the more impact we make. So then by giving people the opportunity to find out what these big companies are doing and what opportunities, for example, Jazz Art has contemporary dance classes in the evening. What does that mean for a small organization that does dance? How can they link what they do to that? What would sending some of their members to a jazz art class do? But then by putting them in one room where we talk about all these plans, you also give the opportunity to the younger, smaller community organization to then align and see what linkages that they can make to these institutions that have the resources. So we're just providing the platform for people to kind of get the information, and then the whole idea with any networking is that what happens beyond that then becomes up to the people who have met through that network, I think.
So those people who booked with you already now for tomorrow, as we're speaking, are those people from various organizations, or are they just members of the public?
It's an interesting variation in that our marketing strategy for the event was that we obviously did a lot of media listings on diaries, and then we very alive on the social networks. We did a Facebook drive. And so we've got a combination of organizations, we've got a combination of just interested individuals, but it's quite a broad spectrum. It's mind-blowing how we've managed to reach people from different corners. So it's going to be quite a diverse group that's going to get together. So in itself already there's an opportunity for networking and any possible cross-pollination just from the diversity of that group that's going to be there.
Do you find with the arts that many people think that there's no way forward, when you're in the arts, but in actual fact there's so many opportunities?
Yeah, it is the general perception out there, and I think at the core of what the Artscape Resource Centre is about, it's about addressing that misconception. Are we of the opinion that what is lacking is arts managers? So the talent is not the issue. The issue is the people who then turn that talent into something viable and sustainable. So part of what the Resource Centre does, apart from hosting networking opportunities and the internet facilities that we provide, we also provide training in arts administration. And our research has shown us that in South Africa, actually, there isn't really much going on in the area of arts administration and arts management. So we're trying to address that misconception and also address that shortage of that skill in order to drive towards an arts industry that is more sustainable, and as you put it, that has more of a way forward.
And when you speak about art managers, obviously, you know that there are many local organizations who would be promoting the arts, basically, or they would conduct art classes as well with artists, because locally in Sabran Park there's one as well. Mm-hmm. But from UCT you have your students as well. So wouldn't that be part of, the curriculum to do arts management as well before coming, so that they can know how to manage themselves as well? But also if they want to make it, not just in South Africa, but globally, how important is that for them to know more about how to market themselves?
It's critical. It separates the struggling artists from the artist who's really thriving and just amplifying what they do. Because it also goes back to being a good actress is no longer good enough, because there are a lot of those people. So how do you then how do you become a class above the rest? So it's important, but unfortunately our curriculum as it stands within the structures that train in arts, in performance and any other art forms, that we concentrate and we are very good at just the art of being an artist. That's the skill of being an actor, the skill of being a painter, the skill of being a visual artist. So like I said, research has then gone on to show us that this is the area if you really want to make an impact in the industry. And this is having looked at the global, because when we're strategizing as Artscape about where we want to take this whole idea of the Artscape Resource Center, it was from a knowledge that as Artscape we only have 3 stages, 365 days in a year, and abundant talent in the city, and we want to serve the city. What are some of the other ways that we can serve the arts community? It's by providing a platform such as this one, whereas we can't get everybody on the stage, whereas we have a mandate that it's a professional stage and this is the quality of the work that must be on that stage, and all the rules that govern how that happens. There are other ways that we can add on to the bigger voice towards.
So you need to promote it in many more ways, and I think this is one of it.
And it's about also making sure that those organizations that work in those communities, they're doing some of the most amazing work in the arts industry happens in those structures. And all we're saying is, how do we make that sustainable?
Do you find there's still too many pockets of artists and there's no unity amongst the artists, or everybody wants to make it on their own and not realizing that when they unite, there's more power in them?
It's getting better.
It is?
When I started out with the Performing Arts Network of South Africa and in my previous work, we're making strides. We're slowly realizing the power of being part of a network. We're slowly realizing the power of collaborating the little resources that are out there in order to make what we do better. So I speak from experience that it is getting better, and we all very clear what we're wanting. We want a more sustainable performing arts industries. So we all seem to be working towards, our efforts are all geared towards this vision.
Being an artist is an inborn talent, isn't it? It's just how you market yourself and how you take, whatever you have within you onto the stage.
Yes, it is, but also there's a lot of technique involved, which you learn at an institution. So the talent is a percentage of it, the technique is a percentage of it, and then the determination and the drive. I always say to people that I mentor, I go, it's how badly do you want it, and for what reasons you want it.
And being assertive, as it's saying, a dream stays a dream, but a goal is a dream with a deadline. So you need to set that deadline for yourself.
That's it. How badly do you want it, and for what reasons do you want it?
Okay. Yeah. So do you think people should watch your Facebook pages to see how they can connect with the arts or with the Artscape itself?
Definitely. You can. We are on Facebook, and the name of our group is called the Artscape Resource Center, and you join the group and you receive another thing that we're big on. One of our objectives as the Resource Center is information dissemination. If there's an opportunity that we know about within the sector, we will send it to you via Facebook. We will post a link on our page. If you're on our mailing list, you will receive it. We're going, when people have information, also the point of departure for this open day is that when people have information, you give them power power to then plan better and kind of chart a way forward for themselves. So we're very clear. So when you join our Artscape Resource Center group, you will definitely be part of a network. You'll get to have a look at our pictures of our past events. You'll get invited to events. We're also on Twitter, Artscape R Center. That's our Twitter name. And yeah.
I want to say thanks so much for coming into studio, but I'm sure that many people who didn't know too much about the Artscape Resource Center now knows a little more. And if you were too late to, to book your seat for the workshop, then obviously they need to watch the Facebook pages and also Twitter and listen to the Voice of the Cape for the next open day, isn't it?
Definitely.
Thank you so much, Ukhona, and all the best and all the success.
Thank you very much.
It's our pleasure having you in studio. Well, to our listeners, stay tuned. Going for ads. When we come back, we conclude Talker 2 for today.